Hey guys, it's me the Horse Illustrator and welcome back to Vlogmas. Today's video is going to be a how to muck out a stable tutorial. So first let's just inspect our bed. That is terrible. Most pony stables won't look like this, but Tommy's does, so yeah. Next you get your mucking out tools. So here I've got myself a rake and I've got a brush. So I'm going to need the rake for getting out all of the dirty shavings and poo, and then I'll use the brush to sweep his bed back, and then I'll put some more shavings in as well. Okay, so to get started, I start with my rake, and you don't have to do this, but I like to scoop it all into a pile first. Well, not all of it, bits that are close together. So the first thing you're going to want to do is pick up your rake and scoop the dirty shavings into one pile, so then it's easier to pick up. Well, what I like to do is scoop it all together because it really helps. Obviously, not all of it because there's a lot, but bits that are close together, I just scoop into one pile. So just a bit like this, I kind of bring it all away from the clean shavings and basically separate the clean from the dirty. And then once they're all in a pile, you can scoop them up and put them into your wheelbarrow. So here I am just scooping up all of the dirty shavings now with my rake and putting it into the wheelbarrow, so then it's away from the clean ones and we're just taking out the bad ones. You can try and scoop as much as you can into your rake at one time, so then it's easier and you get it done quicker. This is how much I've got out so far, and what you want to do is try your best to not get any of those clean shavings out, or you might have a straw bed, or just anything else, but the horses at my yard have shavings. I like to get the dirty shavings out first before I get all of the poo out, but it's honestly down to personal preference. There's no way to properly do it, but that's just what I like to do because it doesn't fill my wheelbarrow up as much. So the dirty shavings will be the ones that are a lot darker or are like wet or just like covered in poo and stuff, and then the clean ones will be the ones that are like quite a light colour, and yeah, most of the time they're at like the back of the stable, but it really depends on where your horse likes to go. So here you can see I'm sort of scooping up all of the dirty shavings that are in one area, and then I just go over to my wheelbarrow and pop it in. Depending on what footwear you're wearing, but I definitely recommend wearing some wellies, I like to sort of put my rake at the poo and then I use my foot to help scoop it on, obviously with my wellie on because nobody wants that on their feet. If you come to an area where there's lots of poo and clean shavings together, there's a sort of tactic to make sure that you get all of the dirty ones out. So you get some on your rake and then you shake it so that all the poo stays in and all of the clean shavings go out. Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit weird because I have got a cold and my voice keeps changing, but once I've got all of my dirty shavings out, this is what my bed looks like because there wasn't much clean ones left for Tommy, so I just pull down the banks of what he has left to try and make the biggest bed out of what is left as I can. So out of what he had left, this is what I could do, which is clearly not enough. So I take my wheelbarrow up to the muck heap and I go and get a bag of shavings. So shavings bags are quite heavy, so I pop it in my wheelbarrow to take down, and then here it is in the stable. So you want to open it from the top, which can be quite hard, and then I just kind of pull the sides down to make it easier, and then I push out the shavings that I want. So it's kind of hard, but you have to break it off. Okay, so now I've put the shavings down, it's time to sort of break them apart and spread them around the stable to make him a really nice big bed. So I just grab my rake and I sort of hit the shavings, is the easiest way to put it, to break them apart, and then I spread them around his stable. So here you can see I'm just sort of fluffing them up and spreading them around, and then if you need to you can get a few more shavings because you want the horse to have a nice thick but big bed, so then they can lie down on it if they want to. If you want to test that your bed is big enough, you can drop your rake into it, and if it makes a sound, then it's not big enough. You can also do the knee test, where you flop onto your knees, and if it's comfy and doesn't hurt, then it's thick enough. And then you pick up your brush and you sweep the shavings back, so then they're sort of neater. So obviously it'll be a nice big long bed, but then you just sort of neaten up the edges. And this is what the bed looks like when it's finished. So thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!